routine. 40 hours a week in a working machine, but my heart keeps time with a different beat. Got more to do than just rinse and repeat. Working day job to pay the bills, working play job for the thrills. It's the balance that I'm living still. Monday, Friday, 40 hours deep, but my passion never goes to sleep. Working day job to pay the bills, working play job for the thrills. Holding on tight to the fire and will, punching that clock, but I'm dreaming big. Building a life that's more than it. Taking care of my husband's needs. Family thanks to, yeah, planting seeds. Loving the details, meals and rides. Being strong for them, being true inside. Laundry spinning, plans on the wall. Showing up steady, giving my all. Still carving time for the art I make. Every small step is a future I take. To no shortcuts, but I know the way. I hustle the night after hustling the day. The clock keeps moving, so do I. Got a reason deeper than getting by. Jobs to pay the bills, work and play job for the thrills. That's the promise that my spirit feels. Monday, Friday, 40 hours strong, but my calling's been here all along. Working day job to pay the bills, work and play job for the thrills. Chasing purpose, chasing skills. I won't quit on a dream I feel. This grind is real, but so is my will. A bit'll be 48, no time to waste. Every line I write leaves a mark, a trace. I've learned what matters, what's fake, what's true. Now I move with intention in all I do. No waiting around for a someday sign. This moment is mine. So here's to the work and the love I give. Here's to the art and the life I live. Monday through Friday I do what I must, but I build my dreams on faith and strength. Job to pay the bills, pay job for the thrills. It's the balance that I'm living still. Monday, Friday, 40 hours deep, but my passion never goes to sleep. Working day job to pay the bills, working play job for the thrills. Holding on tight to the fire and will. Oh, yeah.
Hey friends, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my lunchtime chat, and I'm so grateful that you could join. Hey Shayna, so good to see you. I saw Teddy. I said hi to Shawnee. Grant is here. I know Grant, this is your first time at one of my lunchtime lives, so thank you, sir, for being here. I appreciate it so much. Who else did I miss coming in? I think that's it so far, which is great. You guys, I'm trying to work on getting my subscriber count up as well as my watch hours. So for the entire month of January, the scheduled lives that I do are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Roughly start time is at 12:05. I am a very time sensitive person. And as I learned in Low Carb Queens live last night, I am a type A personality type. So I like to be dialed in on things. Hate to be late. And I have high expectations, so I try my best to kind of log on soon as I log off of my work computer, log on here, and it takes me about like 5 minutes of transition time usually. So that's why the awkward start time of 12:05. But I sure do appreciate y'all being here. Let's get started. So for those of you who are new here, hi again, my name is Evelyn, and welcome to Beautiful I'm Colored. This is a personal development and lifestyle channel. I share a lot of, how can I say this, spiritual things sometimes. Mostly right now, though, my channel is really based on where I am in life, which is focusing on my weight loss journey, as well as my powerlifting journey, which contributes to my healthy lifestyle. Oh yeah, Shayna was on here, but you know why you don't see her, Shawnee? Because I got both the virtual option and the horizontal option running in StreamYard. And so when you do that, the people who are in horizontal view can't see the people's comments on virtual and vice versa, which is why I have the comment section just threaded here on the video. But I think you can see it, however, when I put it on the big screen, which is what I just did. Hey, Jen, thanks so much for being here. So, for those of you who are new here, I like to start my lunch times. These are very structured segments. And so I like to start off every lunch live with shout outs and thank yous. That's just a moment where I share something, a person, place, thing, or idea that I'm grateful for. Then I go into whatever announcements are applicable to my channel that might be beneficial to you. And then we right into the topic and then I get off because again, this is over my lunch hour. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know Jen and I, we have talked about this before too, as well as some other creators, Grant. And I know that it's difficult to not see each other in the same one. But I think one of the benefits of having both going at the same time is you get to pull a little bit more people watching your channel. And since I'm trying to grow, my goal is to just maximize, every opportunity that I get. And so if virtual and horizontal gets my numbers up essentially to meet my watch hours, that's kind of like my strategy. Okay, you can see it on the screen when I place it on the screen. Okay, I'll try my best to double task here, multitask, and put the comments as they come in on the screen. So that way everyone will be able to see. I just picked one of the other these days. Got you, Jen. Gotcha. Okay, so shout outs and thank yous. The first person I want to shout out today is, and I'm sorry, I'm looking for my notebook, is Michelle from Michelle's Mirror. Michelle, like when I go live at the gym, she always like comes on. She's one of the first people, usually she and Jen, actually, both of them. I can't tell you how much that means to me, especially on mornings like I had today. Today was a really like push through workout. I didn't really want to be at the gym. It's 30 something degrees here. It's super cloudy. We're looking to get some snow, which we need, and I'm grateful for. But yeah, I just want to thank you both so much for being there for me. Your support means the world, and I might not always get to say it except for when, I'm in this particular setting where I can talk to you directly. But I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot. I also, in that same vein, want to shout out Vanessa. Vanessa is another one who, when I'm at the gym, she'll chime in. And today, she left me a very encouraging chat message while I was working out. It wasn't like my best lifting day today. And I was feeling kind of down a little bit, about it because I wasn't like able to get like my hips low with the heavier weight. Like I just felt tension as I was lifting. And so I was being hard on myself about like, oh my gosh, that didn't count, and it's like when I got finished with the set and I looked at the phone to check the comments, she had a message, of just encouraging words for me. And that meant a hell of a lot to me and helped me kind of just push through my workout. And more on that in a second. The last person I'm going to shout out today is another content creator. Her name is Kiss with Jay. She had a post that she put up, I think it was this morning as well, about basically like growing your channel here on YouTube. And it was another encouraging word, basically saying that, we know that you're working hard. Your hard work is not in vain. Keep doing what you're doing. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, but things take time. And I know that up here, but sometimes we creators, we need that reminder because we are all working so hard. A lot of us working full-time jobs and then doing this plus our families, plus whatever other extracurriculars and volunteering that we do in our day-to-day lives. So it does take a lot of work. I have tallied it up and I know I spend approximately 30 hours at the minimum on YouTube every week between supporting other creators as well as, putting out content. So it means a lot, when other people recognize that and send encouraging words. So thank you, ladies. I really appreciate you for showing up. Okay, we're going to the announcement section. Hey, Cookie, it's so good to see you. Just speaking. Cookie, just a heads up. I got both virtual and horizontal going. So what I'm trying my best to do is keep up with the chats and put them big on the screen so that you all can see as they come in. Because not everyone in virtual can see horizontal and vice versa. So as people come in and put stuff in the chat, I'll try my best to keep up and put it on the screen as well so everyone can see. So one major announcement that I have, hey, Harjarine, good to see you. Thank you for joining. One major announcement that I have for today is that I was really honored that Lori from a GLP-1 Journey Review, I believe her channel is called, reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in an interview. And I was like, of course, yeah, why not? I would love to, talk about my journey on Wegovy and semaglutide. And so I will be interviewing with her. It is scheduled for January the 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be sure to post as we get closer to next Sunday's date, but wanted to let you all know that I'll be joining her and having a little chit chat about my journey on Wegovy. Okay, everyone just coming in and saying hello, hello, and hello. Thanks, Shawnee. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Thank you, Harjarine. I appreciate it. Okay, so the topic that I want to discuss today is a winning attitude. And before I get into my little talking bullet points I got over here, I want to read you a quote that I got from one of the, how can I say this? One of the personal development channels that I listen to on a very daily basis. And it is this: when you surround yourself with average, excellence becomes offensive. But when you surround yourself with growth, excellence becomes expected. Now, I have this here on my desk. It's got like grease stains and everything on it, y'all can see. But I have this here on my desk because towards the end of last year, it really was a reminder for me that when we're growing and we're shifting, that not everybody is going to be comfortable and be happy for you. I mean, we're happy for each other, right? Because we're kind of siloed in terms of our community. And with that comes safety. But we also have jobs, some of us outside of the homes. We have other relationships that are outside this GLP-1 community. And while we are super celebratory and encouraging in our beautiful community, not everybody is going to be thankful and happy for your successes. I had a friendly reminder of that this week at work, and it wasn't done in an underhanded or into the, but it's nonetheless. And I just wanted to encourage all of us that as we're growing, we're getting the weight off of us. Our bodies are becoming the bodies that, our goal bodies. The closer that we get to it, I just want to give everybody a reminder, stay focused on what you know, and this is where the work happens. So the work that you do before you get to, back in October, I am doing the things that fuel me, like I'm praying, I'm making sure that I'm around people who build me up and not tear me down. I'm consistent with my exercise. I'm drinking my water, staying hydrated. I got, the majority of my diet dialed in. I'm doing positive affirmations. I'm celebrating other successes, right? So I'm doing all the things and it feels good in the moment. But those moments are truly not for right then. Those moments are to fuel you so that when you encounter people who might not be as celebratory of your efforts, you can deal with them in a very gracious way. You can deal with them and not take offense. You can take the darts that might be thrown your way, but you can deal with them with grace and in love, because we understand that all of us are in different places and not everyone is where we are as we continue to grow and expand. Putting on what you say, Harjarine. JC, I'm listening in while putting on my face. Where are you going, Cookie? Where are you about to go? And thank you all for all the beautiful comments about the interview next week. I really appreciate it. So the next thing I wanted to say is that, like, in my workout today, I was telling you, like, I was so tired. And honestly, like, I've been on the Wegovy 2.4 milligrams since Saturday. So I haven't quite reached my week on the medication, but my body is getting used to being on the new dose. And so I went to bed on time and everything. I did everything per normal routine. And I wasn't exhausted, but I just didn't have the same energy that I would typically have during this time of the month to lift. And what came to my mind was 100% looks different every time. So I gave 100% today at the gym. I truly did. I gave it what I had. But my 100% today doesn't look like, and I know this is kind of a rinse and repeat because I've said this before, as well as the quote that I shared. But my 100% today is not going to be what it is tomorrow, and it's not going to be what it was yesterday. And to allow ourselves some grace when we are building these new bodies, that it's okay so long as you're showing up, so long as you're being consistent, because you're still doing the work that it takes to become the person that you're becoming. It just might not feel the same way every day, which leads me to my next point. Feelings, and I shared this in a short earlier today, feelings are fickle. Their feelings have nothing to do with what we're doing. This journey that we're on, feelings are separate and apart from it. At least that's the way I'm kind of reframing and programming my mind. Because I didn't feel like getting up today and going into the cold and getting to the gym. I didn't feel like logging on to work today to do my day job. Frankly, I didn't really feel like doing the things that I need to do to get set up to, do my lunchtime lives today. And the list goes on and on and on. There are so many things that we're not going to feel like doing. But I would just say one of the things that I'm challenging myself with in terms of like feelings is to check them. Like check in and say, like, is this really truly something that I need to give attention to? Is it something that I really need to shift on right now? And truthfully, for me, most of the times it's not. It's just because sometimes we get in our own heads about things. Okay, you said you're going to pick up the grandkids from school. I don't. You could never. You're so beautiful. You could never scare them cookies. But I heard you put on the face for the grandkids. I love that. I be trying to look my face to cookies. I feel you. I definitely feel you. Let's see. Now, let me tell you something. So now this was all my points for today. Now I'm just going to talk to y'all regular. Thank you so much, Teddy. I'm going to talk to y'all regular now. Okay. Now y'all know that I've mentioned several times by myself to you all, as well as with Marlon present, the times that, he comes on lives with me, right? And for those of you who don't know, Marlon is my husband of almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years next month. Okay. We want to be empty nesters desperately, but we still have 2 of the 4 young adults living in the house currently. So remember was it in this year? Like whenever it was that I prayed, okay, and I told y'all to really be all on the lives crying and stuff like that. And then I had told y'all, some of y'all might remember that the very next day, my family had a blow up and that I would come back and tell you about it later. Okay, well, I'm telling you about the rest now. So that particular event, I had got a call from work from my oldest son. He's 27. And he and Marlon were into it. And when I tell you into it heavy, like the mouths, oh my God. And the language that I was hearing coming through that phone while I was at work. So not working from home in my home office, but I had barely sat down in my office at work. And I didn't get stressed out. I had a peace about the whole thing, even though the language was very disturbing. But what became very apparently clear to me is that we have buffered our children, our young adults, long enough, and that it's time for them to go. Okay. Now, some of the parents in the chat might disagree with me, and I respect you for it. I really, truly do. But at this juncture that Marlon and I are at, we have to, well, we decided to think more creatively about one, assessing how our parenting, what are we doing that's wrong, that's not signaling the right message. And the only thing that I could come up with is that anytime they have had the appearance of falls, you know, we have come along and buffered that fall so that it didn't hit and the impact wasn't as great. Almost every single time. I'm talking about major stuff. For some of the things to the tune of thousands of dollars in support. And so, without telling my young adults business too much, Marlon and I made the executive decision that instead of subsidizing in the house, we will subsidize out the house. Meaning, there was a meeting that took place that I facilitated. Yes, a meeting. We have family meetings over here. One of my kids said, "We run this like a business. We run our house." Yes, we do. We run our house like a business. So we had a meeting, and we talked about, well, I talked about, because I was facilitating it, the one, disrespect, that I'm not sure where the root cause is or where it's coming from, but that it absolutely will not be tolerated. Two, saying what I just told you all, which is we have buffered enough, and your father and I, at this point, we're ready to pivot and make a shift. So I had tasked them with bringing their ideas of their expedited exits and what that would look like. So they did come prepared. I was grateful. They had an option, which I agreed with. And so that was a long-winded version to say, I'm taking an extended lunch break today by way of PTO, paid time off, to go assist my daughter in securing a 2-bedroom apartment so that baby girl and oldest son can go head on and go. Now, here's the thing. The place that my daughter found, I can look up like this and see it. So it's not like they're going to be far away. Hey, Jonathan, thank you for joining. I know you just got off another live too. So thank you so much for being here. Jonathan is just speaking to everybody. And so I'm going to be going to the office with her to secure a 2-bedroom. And because Marlon and I decided that we are subsidizing a lot with them being in the house, and let's talk through how we can kind of like almost reverse it. And we're still subsidized to help them get on their feet and become more independent, but we absolutely must have them do it outside of the house. So I'm so excited. I am so excited. I said all that to say the empty nest, I can see it. I can see the lights. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, let's see who's come in. Jonathan says, thanks for booking. It was nice to see you in the live chat. Of course. I love that type of information, and I love being educated. And, I know Joe was there as well from Joe's Sleep and Slim Down Journey, as well as Doses of Shawnee, who is a registered nurse here in the States. So it's a pleasure, Jonathan, always when I have time to listen. And I look forward to meeting with you as well here very soon. Let's see. Hey, Callis. Hi. I appreciate you so much. So much. Appreciate your channel so much. This is another channel that gets me going. Like when I'm in the workouts, because Calisthenics, he live streams his workouts as well. Shortly, like after I go on in the mornings, it seems like love his channel. So inspirational. And just be putting in the work or putting in the pain. It says, thank you for being here, Calisthenics. Jen is just saying hello. And we knew at 5 years old, we had to be out. Jen, at 5, you're not lying. So let me catch you up, Jonathan and Calisthenics. I call you by your handle. Is that what you want me to call you, or do you have a name that you want me to call you? I said that I would ask that of you next time I saw you in the chat. Anyways, yes, Jen. Oh, let me catch them up with what are you talking about. So Calisthenics and Jonathan, I'm talking about empty nesting, meaning having all the kids out the house. We still have two young adults that live here with us, but today I'm going to assist my baby girl in helping them get a two-bedroom apartment so that me and Marlon can have the house to ourselves, because I want to experience what all the other adults talk about with being able to run around the house naked if I want to. I want to experience that. I have never experienced that in my entire adult life because we got married with kids. So I'm ready to experience that and whatever else me and Marlon want to do in the house without any children. But yes, Jen, I knew at very young age I was not about to be in my parents' house. As a matter of fact, I was super excited to be grown. I was excited, which is why I left the house so early. I didn't really know what I was doing as an 18-year-old with Caitlin and being married to Marlon. I just knew I was going to figure it out. But it's different today, child. It's different. Not to say that's the correct way. Of course, we know that certain people mature at certain stages. I totally agree. I think my point with our children was that when it crosses the line of being disrespectful to the people who you got Wi-Fi, okay, we have stainless steel appliances, gas stove, a beautiful patio. We have electricity, running water, hot and cold. Like these are some of the things that when you're being subsidized, you take for granted. So for us, it's kind of like, we're going to need you to feel it a little bit more. Shawnee is just saying, thanks to Jonathan, that it was a really good live. Jen is speaking to Callie. Callie just saying thank you, appreciate that. And hello to everyone. Okay, Jen, I know how it goes. Multitasking. I feel that. Thank you for being here. Callie says, yeah, get the kids out of there. Callie, my kids are old. You actually listened to my podcast from back in 2022 when I first started just recording audio. So we have 4. The oldest is 30. Second oldest 27. And then we have 25 and 24. There are no little children over here. These are full on adults. Full on adults. Yes, I got you. I knew what you were saying. Jen says, unfortunately, part of the reason I am way too frugal for anyone's own good is my belief, probably false. I have a safety net, and a safety net is good. It's good to have. I also know the world in 1998 is not the financial. It absolutely is not, and especially out here in Denver, it is not. The housing out here is absolutely absurd. The price of the housing in every neighborhood is not the price of housing that I feel like it should be, but it doesn't matter, right? When we talk about market and determining what market rate is, it all depends on what somebody wants to pay for it. So if people are still willing to pay for it, of course, the market is going to be driven up. And this is how we get into social issues like gentrification, for example. And I'm going to pause on that right now because where I work, I got to be sensitive about what I say. So I'm going to leave that be. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate your support. And here's the thing. I know they're going to be successful. I know they are. I even told them at the meeting on Sunday. It's like, I know you're going to be successful. I also know that it's scary, but we're right here. The apartments are literally, y'all, like I can step out on my porch and do like this and see them. Like they're not even going far away. You know what I'm saying? Shayna says, I was out at 25, but I was still on payroll. See, I feel that, and they have contributed. I don't want to make it seem like they are freeloading. They have contributed, but like I said, it was just the commentary that I had heard back and forth with Marlon and our oldest son. It was just at a line that it just can't be tolerated. It just can't be. Sometimes when you get too grown, and my grandmama them used to tell me this all the time, it's like, you can't have like too many adults living in the same house because someone wants to be the alpha. Someone wants to be the dominant authority in the house. And so when that kind of stuff ticks up, you gotta check it. Otherwise, it's going to get out of hand. Okay. Jonathan says, much appreciated. I took it back. Get them. This is what I'm saying. Like, And we don't have excuses, right? Like we do not have some of the excuses that some young adults have. Um, but we've sheltered them quite a lot. And again, it's time to get out. Love them, but you got to go bye bye. Okay, just saying hello. Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's time. Vanessa, hey, I shouted you out earlier. I was just saying thank you so much for your comment this morning on my live when I was working out at the gym. I sincerely appreciate your encouraging words because this was one of the tougher days. Sometimes it's just a mentally tough day when you're working out and you just have to push through. And I really appreciate it what you shared in the comments. And this is a message for people that are watching my live or the replay, and you might be watching and never commented before. And I totally understand that because I was always a watcher and never a commenter. But if you feel led to give encouraging words to somebody, you never know what that, no matter how strong of an appearance they give off on camera. And by that, I mean, like feeling like they can handle a lot and they're super positive. Oftentimes, it's those people that really need to hear encouraging messages the most. So if you're one of those people who kind of shy and don't speak, sometimes when it's an encouraging word, that person that's putting out content and stuff, they actually really need to hear that because it just helps them to keep going. Okay. At Cool J929, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. And then Doses, Shawnee says, but I can saw they can afford to live alone. They just able to do more here. They travel the world. They have more stamps on passports than I do. This is an interesting statement right here. Hi, Darian. Good to see you, sir. I'm gonna come back to you, Shawnee. Give me a second. Just saying hello. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Okay, let me go back to this. This is also, did it go up? A little bit delay. There we go. Okay, Shawnee, and all of the parents and uncles and TTs in the chat. There was a comment before that? Okay, let me go up. Oh, Shawnee, I don't see it. Was it your comment that was before this one that I got highlighted? Because I don't see it. But let me just elaborate though on this part that you're saying right here. So here's one of the things. Every time I put up something, it'll move my face. Let me move this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here's one of the things, y'all, and this is something that Marlon and I have talked about multiple times. It's kind of like I understand the affordable housing. It absolutely is a crisis, y'all. That's real talk in a lot of major cities, especially when you're talking about city proper, meaning inside the city limits, right? And also to your point, just like how my dear sweet friend Shawnee is saying right here, they travel the world. They have more stamps on the passports than I do. Yet we are the ones who are subsidizing to afford for them to have opportunities like that. And I'm not saying to not provide your children more opportunities than what you had. I think what I'm saying is that the prioritization, at least something that we're noticing, is the prioritization of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand like you want to go travel and you want to do all the things and stuff, but you're not really out there like that for real, you know? And then, I'm seeing DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats deliveries more than me. And I'm the one, and Marlon, of course, mainly funding this whole gig we got going on here. And so it kind of, the balance of it all to me, for us as parents, there's no condemnation at all. We're just having a conversation. Let me just say that. If this is how your household works and, you're happy with the children, being subsidized, there's no condemnation. We're all different people, but we're just having healthy dialogue as adults. I've only ever been to Canada. is what I'm saying, because of prioritization. I don't know, Shawnee. I don't know. Okay, Darium coming back through now. Sorry, that was a whole wind bag. Again, hello, Darium. Thank you for being here. Okay, Cookie says, I've been an empty nester for about, bless you. When my daughter got married, I never lived alone before, but I just, listen, do you know Marlon and I have already talked in depth about what we're going to do with those 2 rooms downstairs once they're empty? In depth. Do you understand? Like, we're talking layout, what furniture needs to be repurposed, what all can we, shift around? Do we want to make a home gym? Do we want to get one of those in-home saunas so that we don't have to look for a gym? We have had so many wonderful, imaginative conversations about how we're going to reimagine. And I have lifted up a prayer to the Most High that I really want this date to be MLK weekend, so I don't have to take additional days off work, because I am willing to do everything in my power to help expedite this transition. And I do mean everything, including, if I need to, lifting up some mattresses and some furniture to help you go. I don't mean it negatively. I'm just saying, for Marlon and I, it's just time for them to go. Okay, Shawnee, I did go back up in the comments, but I couldn't see it. Okay, Shayna just saying hello to Callie. Shawnee saying yes. And then it led into this comment. Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't see it, honey. I'm sorry. I did scroll up, but no bueno. Vanessa says, I was having a bad day and you and your husband was there for me, so you opened the door for Gray. Wow. Thank you so much. I'll be sure to tell Marlon too, Vanessa. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Callie, I don't know if you crying or crying laughing, but it gets real. When you get to be our age, this good middle age, because see, I remember you were born in the 90s. When you get to be this age, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about, where you're just certain things, your quality of life, you know what I'm saying? The things that you look forward to. I don't know. It's just different. It's just different. You have to get there. You have to get there. Cause see, in my 20s, I didn't quite get it in my 20s. But when I tell you at 48 this month, oh, I get it. I get it big time. Shayna says, I can't wait to stop subsidizing my 3-year-old. They gotta have it there. They gotta have it there. Shawnee says, when they are gone, I'm downsizing. Ooh. Now, Shawnee, when you downsize, are you thinking about like condo status, or are you thinking about just smaller single family home, or are you thinking about townhome? Because me and Marlon, we talked about so many scenarios about what we're doing next. And I always like to ask other adults, who have young adults, like what their plans are and what they're doing. Joe, hey, Joe, sweet Joe is here. She says, hey, Evelyn. Hi, Shawnee. Hi, everyone. Y'all say hey to sweet Joe. She on the men. She be up in that. Oh, you know what, Joe? I'm glad you're here, because I have a question for you. It's a UK question. So I have 2 artists who I love to listen to out of the UK. And I want to know if you've ever listened to them, because I've never heard you sing any of their songs. I want to know if you listened to them or ever heard them in concert. And they are the band Incognito. Do you like them? Have you ever heard of them? They came to the States a couple years back, and Marlon and I flew to North Carolina just to see them in concert. It was so freaking amazing. And then the other artist is, oh gosh, I'm going to miss her name. Havanas. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to mess it up. Leanne Havanas, I think. One second, Joe. Let me get the right name. Leanne. Oh, Leanne La Havas. Are you familiar with her as an artist? Or UK? I love her music. Oh my God. And Incognito. Okay. Let's see what we got in the chat. Callie just saying, hey to Shayna. Okay. And Joe is saying, hey to Callie. Asking how you doing with Marlon. For sure. That's exactly right. Like I want my man to myself. I've never had that. Never. And I would love to have it. Callie's just speaking. Joe saying hello to everybody. Oh, condo. Okay. And did you get the condo? Like, are you deciding condo because of like the lower maintenance associated with it? So you still get like the ownership benefits, but you don't have to deal with like the other stuff, like keeping up with the yard or snow removal, etc. I'm imagining that's why you're saying condo. Kelly just laughing at Shayna. Shawnee says, I put the other comment again and I still skipped it, girl. Hold on. Y'all be patient with me. Shawnee, help me. Text me on my phone to help me out. So, okay, I see when they are gone, I'm downsizing, but I think it might have been before that. Y'all bear with me because I done missed my girl comment 2 times. So let me just slow down so I can see it. Okay, so I'm all the way back up, Shawnee, at where you posted and said it was a good live referring to Jonathan when he came in. And I'm not seeing it in it. And I don't know if it's because I'm doing both, but I thought I should be able to see all the comments. But can you text me? If you don't mind, if it's not too much trouble, child, because I'm not trying to be rude and skip over you, especially, you're my friend. We saw this one, Shawnee. I put this one up. There go Cookie, Shayna, Shawnee. And then you're telling me it led into the comment. Okay. I saw that one. When they are gone, I'm downsizing. We went through that one. And then we're here at condo. And if you send me a text message, Shawnee, I'll read it because I don't know what happened. I put the other comment again and you still skip. So sorry. Oh, so sorry. I'm not doing it on purpose. I promise you I'm not. Okay, let's see. Oh, hey, Linda, how you doing? But Shawnee, I got my phone right here. So if you text me it, I will verbally say it out loud because I don't want you to feel like, girl, I'm trying to be shady because I am not. Good to see you, Linda. Thank you for being here. Yes, they did. I love that. Listen, Incognito, when I tell you my husband and I, Marlon and I, child, Joe, in heaven, there is, when I was on somebody's live and they were talking about like the things that bring you joy. I'm talking about you're just in a euphoric state and can stay there. All I wanted to be is like a member of the band because Blue is like the lead, right? And the little instrument that's a circular ball like this that makes the shh, 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 shh noise. I just wanted to be in the back of the band doing this with them. That's it. That's it. Not background vocals, so not the BGBs. Now I just want to be in the band shaking the thing like this. Okay, Shawnee, I saw you. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. I said, I think my middle. Oh, Shawnee, I don't know why, but it didn't. She screenshotted it for me, y'all, here. But on my end, I didn't see this one. So let me read it. Child. It said, I think my middle boy will be here for a long time, longer than my 16-year-old. But I actually like them here for now because I'm single. Okay, I feel that. But let me get a man. So we're talking about empty nester, y'all. And Shawnee, so we having this whole conversation, right? Let me reread because I started laughing. Let me reread. Shawnee said, I think my middle boy will be here for a long time, longer than my 16-year-old. But I actually like them here because I'm single. Makes perfect sense to me. But but wait, sorry. But let me get a man and they got to go because it's not good. Like you can't have like you can't have like grown man status. Like Marlon's about to be 50. You can have grown man status and then approaching grown man status. You know what I'm saying? Typically, it's no different than like having like two grown women in the house. Like somebody, girl, I feel you. And thank you for going through the extra leg of work and sending it to my phone instead of on here. I honestly don't know because you know it's been acting wild for a little bit. Margarine in the red. Come on, girl. I will never be. Do you mean that seriously? Seriously? Or are you jokingly stating it, Margarine? Because I know you all have a big family. I know that. But do you really mean that? Hold on. My daughter is texting me. 1 second. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Okay. I'm finna read what baby girl just sent me. Okay. This one is going to be 26 this year. My windshield wipers don't work. Do you mind if we use your ride to go to the place down the street? Didn't I just tell y'all I'm gonna do whatever it takes? We can use my car. My windshield wipers work. Wanna know why? Because I just dropped $1,800 to fix my ride up because I don't want a car payment. We can use my car. I'm finishing up my live. See, this is real time stuff that I'm having to deal with while I'm on the live. I'm finishing up my live. Be right out. I got it. Like, I done made a whole sign. I made a whole sign. Let me show you. Let me show you, y'all. This how business I run my house. Let me show you. Because my family think I'm available. I had to put this on the front of my office door so that they don't come and bother me. Because when I work from home, everybody still thinks I'm available because I make my job look easy. So if it looked like I'm not doing anything in here, it do. But I assure you, I would have been fired if I wasn't good at my job. Anyway. Okay. Turns back in. Where we at in the chat? Get back to my friends. Okay. Linda just saying hey to Joe. Joe says, I've not heard about Leanne, but I'm going to follow your recommendation. Have you heard of Donna or Omar? They've done a collab. It's brilliant. No, but let me just take a picture because I will look them up too, Joe. Thank you for sharing. I love good music. Okay, Darium. Oh, what the king got to say. Let's hear it. Dang, y'all downsizing when they leave? I guess everyone is getting eviction. We all getting kicked out. Go find your own home. Yes, it's time. I'm sorry, it's time. It's been my whole life. Okay, their whole lives. Ooh-wee. Yeah, they gotta go, Darium. They gotta go. I think it would be different too if we were close to family, but because everybody, like, all their uncles, aunties, first cousins, they're, in the South. It's really just kind of been us out here isolated. Oh, that snow is really coming down. We need it though, so I'm grateful. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm sorry, I'm going through the same thing. It's time. Correct. Like, I understand. Like, I didn't even want to stay in my house. Now, granted, my situation was very different, not just the era, the time period of the 90s, but I also was in a unsafe situation. Let's just put it like that, because I'm gonna keep this video real light. And so I was beyond ready to go. But even before that, even before I got to that point, I remember back in 5th grade thinking one day when I was washing the dishes, because you're gonna do some chores. Um, I'm getting out of here as soon as I can. And I had my sights set. At the time, it was Chicago and Detroit when I was in the 5th grade. Why Chicago and Detroit? Because I had heard stories about my father, who, of course, was killed when I was 4, for those of y'all who don't know. And I was like, I wonder what my daddy really liked about Chicago. And that would be a place that I would go because I also have family there, you know? But turns out we were only in Illinois 1 year of our marriage, Marlon and I together, in the early 2000s. We lived a little bit outside of Chicago. But I actually do love Chicago. I think it's an amazing city. Okay, next comment. I'm coming to the comments, I promise. Joe just asking how Darium's doing. Okay. And Shawnee, again, thank you for sending me the text. Got through that. Shana says, don't forget about space for future grandkids. You'll want the space for holidays and daycare. Not daycare. Not daycare. Listen, we have one grandson. He is 8 years old. And you know what? I'm not going to get into the details of that in this video because we're running out of time for the lunchtime chat. But I do have a vision for that. And so, Shana, to your point, this is another piece of the whole Imagination Station activity that Marlon and I were going through in terms of like, what are we envisioning? We currently live in a bungalow. It's about 1,900 and some change square feet, okay, because of the basement, because it's a finished basement. And it's a nice bungalow. It's brick. Like, it is nothing wrong. Our house is nice. But when you have adult bodies, you know what I'm saying, multiple adult bodies, you know, you just don't have the space. And to your point, Shana, I do want, like, whenever, you know, if ever, because, you know, kids are not, these young people not having kids like how we was having kids. They're not doing it. So I do want, like, if I have a granddaughter one day, I want her to have her own space. To your point, Shana, I want, you know, our grandson, when he comes, to have his own room with, you know, bookshelf and all the things, you know, lined up. Because I want them to feel like Nana and Pops, because that's what they call it. That's what our grandson calls us, Nana and Pops. Of course, Marlon is Pops and I'm Nana. Anyways, I would love to have that. But then Marlon and I were like, okay, well, you got to do the math, right? So you're 50 right now. Okay, 20 years from now, you're 70. 30 years from now, the Lord willing, you're 80. So how much maintenance do you want to keep up with? You know, like, because originally we were talking about getting acreage, you know, like at least like 1 to 3 acres, you know what I'm saying, somewhere. But when we go to thinking about that, okay, you got to be able to mow the lawn, you got to be able to shovel the snow, and just kind of thinking like senior level things that will arise as we age and mature. So we still talking through it, but I tell you one thing, with them out, I bet you my mind, everything, I can hear so much clearer. Ooh, crystal clear, crystal clear. Vanessa said, Evelyn, do your thing or you will be like me at 55. Now, Vanessa, how old are your young adults? I'm curious. If you're okay with sharing. Darium's just saying hello, hello. Laughter in the chat. What's everyone having for dinner? Oh, Jonathan, I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm eating today yet. I didn't plan. And I don't know if that's something we're going to talk about in my consultation or not, but I did not plan what I was going to have today. I do know I have like turkey burgers in there. I have chicken, some chicken breast specifically. So it might be something like that. Either a turkey burger and some sweet potato fries, or I'll do something with that chicken breast in there, whether it's sauteing it with some bell peppers and onions or something like that. But I don't know. I'm not really huge. Like I'm not a food like focused person. I probably should be based on my goals, but it's an area of opportunity for me. Let's say that. All right, Joe says, hey, Jonathan, just speaking. I'm singing your thing too. All right. Muscles is the song. Diana Ross enjoying herself. Jonathan. Joe's just laughing. Hello. Okay, Harjurine. Your youngest is 5. Okay. I understand. I'm doing the math. I get what you're saying. But you know what though? That might work though. You know what I'm saying? That might work just because of like, the difference in age. Marjorie, though, do you and your spouse talk about that kind of stuff? Like maybe not empty nesting per se, but do y'all have conversations like that? Like similar to me and Marlon, where like, when you're having your pillow talk time, you're kind of thinking through like, the family dynamics and as things change, like, what's next. Okay. By the time she get 18, she might as well stay. I feel that. Jonathan said, my mom's walked in on many of my live streams. I feel like I've been caught on the act, even though I'm just chatting to other creators. It does feel like that though, because this is such an intimate setting. When you are talking, when we are talking with each other in the lives and stuff, if somebody walks in the room and stuff, it feels like you got that freeze moment, ever so slightly. I totally agree. Shawnee says, I can honestly say I'm dependent on them a lot. My older sons help a lot with their brother. I've always hated that they had to help, but it is what it is. Their dad is disabled, so they help him too. Oh, I love that, Shawnee. Sounds like they have servants' hearts, like their mama, which I think is beautiful. Jen says, just follow Joe the hint. What you said, Jen. Amen. Amen. Amen and amen. Amen. Let's see. Joe says we have snow too in the U. Oh, really? How much snow did you all get, Joe? And I still haven't talked to my cousin, Josh, Joe, yet to find out exactly which part. But whenever I do talk to him, I'll tell him that you're in Nottingham so that I can kind of calculate how far you are between. I'm single, Shawnee. And they still here. Okay, Shawnee says, good son and responsible, never in any trouble, but I do know it's time for them to be out on their own. It's working for now. My hopes is that when they move, they will be purchasing. We have a plan. I think that's beautiful. I wonder how you deal with girlfriends. Do the girlfriends get to come to the house? Like, do I want to open up that topic? Nope, I don't, because we're out of time. Never mind, Shawnee. We'll talk about it offline. Jonathan says, it might snow in the middle of the night where I'm at, although it's quite warm here. Air quality is low. Makes sense why I've been feeling so off. That impacts me too when the air is off here in Denver. Sending you love and positive vibes for a speedy recovery, Jonathan. That's from Joe. He's just saying thank you. He'll rest up from the gym tomorrow, go into town with Mike and have a sunbed treatment. If I do train in town, I'll just do a smaller body part for 15 minutes. Shawnee says, I'm tired of all this space. I hate climbing these 18 steps and needing a housekeeper. Yeah. It has its ups and downs. It has its ups and downs. And Jonathan just responded to me quite straightforward with my approach. You just got to tell me what you need and I'll share the best way to reach your goals. Okay, will do. I'll be prepared for the consult. Okay, and Vanessa, the twins are 27 and the 37. Okay. Yeah, we talking full-on adults. Just laughing at Jen about the comment about Joe the hen teaching us some lessons. Cool J says, my 4 are the exact same ages. You both will enjoy life to another level and the adults will as well. Darium is hilarious, isn't he? Isn't he? One of my favorite people in YouTube land. I have to return from lunch. I enjoyed this lunch break live. Okay, thanks for being here. Okay, let me get through the rest of these comments, y'all. I'm logging off. Just laughing. What did y'all say? We're expecting 10 to 15 centimeters of snow in the UK. Yeah, I don't think we're getting very much, just a little bit of a dusting, but honestly, it's been so dry this season, we really need it so that hopefully we can avoid wildfires here. Well, that concludes the live, friends. I will keep you posted on the apartment and everything that goes with that. I want to say thank you so much again for joining me for a lunchtime live. Please don't forget on your way out, or if you're watching the replay, to like and subscribe to my channel. And, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate you.